Greetings everyone, and welcome back. I hope you are well and enjoying the holiday season. In keeping with the spirit of winter here in the Northern Hemisphere, today we shall begin a new series, having recently explored the poetic expressions of the East, learning from the death poetry of the Japanese samurai and their warrior code of Bushido. Returning west now, we shall delve into how European warrior principles extend far beyond the heart of Central Europe and classical chivalry, the land's most popular for high medieval knightly romanticism. To the north, in Scandinavia, the lands of the midnight sun, lie the Norsemen, many of whom in bygone days sailed the North and Baltic seas as Vikings, taking with them on their journeys their traditions, culture, religion, and of course, their famous poetry. As we shall soon read, Norsemen were not merely raiders and plunderers, and many warriors, such as Egil Skallagrimsson, were gifted skalds, blessed in the art of composing and reciting poetry, sharing wisdom and honoring heroes with stories of their noble deeds. Yet, regarded among the greatest of Norse poetry are the poetic Edda, collected stories of Norse gods and heroes, and the collected poems of the Havamal, also known as the Words of the High One. Considered the meditations of Odin, Allfather, and God-King of the Norse pagan pantheon, this work is a collection of poems, conglomerated to capture the essence of worldly wisdom and proper conduct which all people should hold on high to live a noble life. Whether the words we now read are left behind by skalds and monks, or perhaps a more archaic being, you may decide for yourself. What matters most is that these words, which helped shape generations of Norsemen, also help to cultivate their warrior spirit and urge them to live by noble virtues, honoring their kin, culture, and faith. For those of you who are new to the channel, it is our ambition here to explore the code of chivalry and similarly noble creeds through poetry, both recent and archaic, as this is how we can truly understand the virtues of the past and use them to shape ourselves, helping to build a better world. If you wish to read today's pieces for yourself, you can find them linked in the description. But now, relax and take heart, for this poetry is the stuff of chivalry. Our first poem comes from Egil Skallagrimsson, Hofudlåsen, meaning head ransom. From Egil's saga, translated by Herman Paulson and Paul Edwards. This extract from an Icelandic saga tells how the hero, Egil Skallagrimsson, avoids extreme punishment from the last Viking king of York, the infamous Eric, or Eirik, Blood Axe, by declaiming a poem dripping with praise of the king. These are his words. By sun and moon I journeyed west, my sea-born tune from Odin's breast, my sing-ship packed with poet's art, its word keel cracked the frozen heart. And now I feed with an English king, so to the English mead I'll word mead bring, your praise my task, my song your fame. If you but ask, I'll sound your name. These praises, king, won't cost you dear, that I shall sing if you will hear. Who beat and blazed your trail of red, till Odin gazed upon the dead? The scream of swords, the clash of shields, These are true words on battlefields. Man sees his death, frozen in dreams, but Eric's breath frees battle streams. The warlord weaves his web of fear, each man receives his fated share. A blood-red sun's the warrior's shield, the eagle scans the battlefield. As edges swing, blades cut men down, Eric the king earns his renown. Break not the spell, but silent be, to you I'll tell their bravery. At clash of kings on Carrion field, the red blade swings at blue-stained shield. When swords anoint, what man is saved? Who gets this point is deep engraved. And men like oak from Odin's tree, few words they spoke at that iron play. The edges swing, blades cut men down, Eric the Red earns his renown. The ravens dined at this red fair, blood on the wind, death in the air. The Scotsman's foes fed wolves their meat, death ends their woes as eagles eat. Carrion birds fly thick to the body's stack, for eyes to pick and flesh to hack. The raven's beak is crimson red, the wolf goes seek his daily bread. The sea wolves lie and take their ease, but feast the sly wolf overseas. Valkyries keep the troops awake, there's little sleep when shield walls shake. When arrows fly the taut bow string, to bite or lie with broken wing. The peace is torn by flying spears, when bows are drawn, wolves prick their ears. The yew bow shrills, the edges bite, the warrior wills his men to fight. His arrows fly like swarms of bees, to feast the sly wolf overseas. I praise the king throughout his land, and keenly sing his open hand. His hand so free with golden spoil, but vice-like he grips his own soil. Bracelets of gold he breaks in two, and uncontrolled pours gifts on you. The lavish king loads you with treasure, and everything is for your pleasure. On his golden arm the bright shield swings, to his foes harm, to his friends rings. His fame's a feast of glorious war, his name sounds east from shore to shore. And now, my lord, you've listened long, as word on word I built this song. Your source is war, your streams are blood, but my springs pour great Odin's flood. The praise, my lord, this tight mouth broke, the word floods poured, the still tongue spoke. From my poet's breast these words took wing, now all the rest may learn to sing. Composed by Egil Skallagrimsson. We shall now read from the Havamal. Verses 1 to 20. Wisdom for wanderers and counsel to guests. At every doorway, ere one enters, one should spy around, one should pry around. For uncertain is the witting that there be no foeman sitting within, before one on the floor. Hail, ye givers, a guest is come. Say, where shall he sit within? Much pressed is he who fain on the hearth would seek for warmth and weal. He hath need of fire, who now is come, numbed with cold to the knee. Food and clothing the wanderer craves, who has fared o'er the rimy fell. He craves for water, who comes for refreshment, dying and friendly bidding, marks of goodwill, fair fame if 'tis won, and welcome once and again. He hath need of his wits who wanders wide, aught simple will serve at home, but a gazing stock is the fool who sits mid the wise and nothing knows. Let no man glory in the greatness of his mind, but rather keep watch o'er his wits. Cautious and silent let him enter a dwelling, to the heedful comes seldom harm. For none can find a more faithful friend than the wealth of mother wit. Let the wary stranger who seeks refreshment keep silent with sharpened hearing. With his ears let him listen, and look with his eyes. Thus each wise man spies out the way. Happy is he who wins for himself fair fame and kindly words. But uneasy is that which a man doth own, while it lies in another's breast. Happy is he who hath in himself praise and wisdom in life, for oft doth a man ill counsel get when 'tis born in another's breast. A better burden can no man bear on the way than his mother wit. 'Tis the refuge of the poor, and richer it seems than wealth in a world untried. A better burden can no man bear on the way than his mother wit, and no worse provision can he carry with him than too deep a draught of ale. Less good than they say for the sons of men is the drinking oft of ale, for the more they drink, the less they can think, and keep a watch o'er their wits. A bird of unmindfulness flutters o'er ale feasts, willing away men's wits. With the feathers of that fowl I was fettered once, in the garths of Gunlos below. Drunk was I then, I was overdrunk, in that crafty Uthon's court. But best is an ale feast when man is able to call back his wits at once. Silent and thoughtful and bold in strife, the prince's bairn should be. Joyous and generous let each man show him, until he shall suffer death. A coward believes he will ever live, if he keep him safe from strife. But old age leaves him not long in peace, though spears may spare his life. A fool will gape when he goes to a friend, and mumble only, or mope. But pass him the ale cup, and all in a moment, the mind of that man is shown. He knows alone who has wandered wide, and far has fared on the way, what manner of mind a man doth own, who is wise of head and heart. Keep not the mead cup, but drink thy measure, speak needful words or none. None shall upbraid thee for lack of breeding, if soon thou seekest thy rest. A greedy man, if he be not mindful, eats to his own life's hurt. Off the belly of the fool will bring him to scorn, when he seeks the circle of the wise. Maxims for all men, verses 81, 82, and 87. Hew wood in wind, sail the seas in a breeze, woo a maid in the dark, for day's eyes are many. Work a ship for its gliding, a shield for its shelter, a sword for its striking, a maid for her kiss. Drink ale by the fire, but slide on the ice. Buy a steed when 'tis lanky, a sword when 'tis rusty. Feed thy horse 'neath a roof, and thy hound in the yard. Let none put faith in the first sown fruit, nor yet in his son too soon. Whim rules the child, and whether the field, each is open to chance. Lessons for Lovers, verses 91 and 93. Never a whit should one blame another for a folly which many befalls. The might of love makes sons of men into fools who once were wise. The mind knows alone what is nearest the heart, and sees where the soul is turned. No sickness seems to the wise so sore as in not to know content. I hope you have enjoyed today's video and have learned something from this reading on Norse poetry. If you wish to hear more, please like our videos and subscribe to our channel. Peace be with you. Until next time, we speak of chivalry and poetry.